Hello everyone, and welcome to Cozy English Corner. I am Alex, and I'm sitting here watching the classic Columbus, Ohio weather outside. Gray skies, a sudden drop in temperature, and a little bit of freezing rain.
It is quite a shock for me. I moved here 2 years ago, and I am still not used to needing a winter coat and sunglasses on the exact same day.
That is the Midwest for you. Everyone, my guest today is Vivian. She works as a data analyst at a corporate office right here in downtown Columbus. Vivian, I asked you to come on the show because you sent me an email about a very specific, painful moment you had at work.
Yes, it still makes my face burn when I think about it. I was in a meeting with the senior management team. They asked for my opinion on a new software tool.
And what exactly happened?
I wanted to sound enthusiastic. I wanted to show them that I fully supported the idea. So, I looked right at the director and said, "I agree with you at all. I like this software at all."
Understanding, sympathetic. I can guess what happened next. The room probably went very quiet.
Exactly. They just stared at me. The director looked completely confused, almost offended. I realized instantly that I said something wrong, but I did not know what. It made me feel like an imposter, like I did not deserve my job just because my English failed me.
Thank you for sharing that, Vivian. That silent judgment in a corporate room is terrifying. You sit there wondering, do they think I am not smart? But here is the truth. What you experienced is something linguists call pragmatic failure.
Pragmatic failure? What does that mean?
It means the grammar mistake you made was not just a simple error, like using the wrong verb tense. In English, the phrase at all is what science calls a negative polarity item. It only exists to attach to negative concepts or questions.
So, when I put it into a positive sentence, trying to say I agree, it created a short circuit in their brains?
Precisely. When native speakers hear at all in a positive sentence, their cognitive processing actually stalls. They do not hear I like it very much. They hear a broken sentence that sounds like I agree, 0. That is why the director looked confused.
That makes so much sense. I thought I was emphasizing my support, but my words were actually fighting each other. I was translating directly from my native language, where we use one word to emphasize both positive and negative things.
This is exactly why textbooks fail us. They give you a vocabulary list, but they do not teach you the emotional weight of words. So today, Vivian, we are going to fix this. We are going to master at all, so you never feel that panic in the boardroom again.
I am ready. I really need this.
Let us start with rule number 1, making a negative stronger. If you say, I do not understand, that is a simple fact. But what happens when you add at all to the end?
It becomes, I do not understand at all. Does that mean 0 understanding?
Yes, it means 0. It is total absence. If someone asks if you are hungry and you say, I am not hungry, maybe you could eat a small snack. But if you say, I am not hungry at all, you are telling them, do not put food near me.
I hear that a lot in the office. Someone will say, this report is not helpful at all. It sounds quite harsh when you put it that way.
It is. It leaves no room for debate. Imagine you are reviewing data, Vivian. If the numbers are completely wrong, you would say, these numbers do not make sense at all.
I see. It is a powerful tool to draw a firm line. I can say, I do not like this design at all, and it means we need to start over completely.
Exactly. But we must be careful with that power. Because at all is dramatic, it should only be used when the situation is genuinely 0. If you understand a little bit, you should not say, I do not understand at all.
That makes sense. If I say I do not speak French at all, it means I do not even know how to say hello. It protects me from people expecting me to translate.
Perfect example. Now, let us move to rule number 2, using at all in questions. This is a very common habit here in Columbus, especially with the Midwestern politeness we see every day.
I actually noticed this at a coffee shop in the short north yesterday. The barista handed me my coffee and asked, "Do you need anything else at all?" I wondered why she added those last two words.
That is the magic of the phrase in questions. It softens the interaction. When she says, "Do you need anything else at all?" she is signaling, even if it is a tiny thing like a napkin or extra sugar, please feel free to ask.
Oh, so it is a tool for hospitality. It makes the listener feel safe to make a request.
Exactly. In a corporate environment, this is incredibly useful. If you finish presenting a data report, how would you ask if people have questions using at all?
I would say, "Do you have any questions at all?"
Spot on. By adding at all, you are telling your colleagues that no question is too small or too stupid. You are removing their fear of looking foolish.
That is brilliant. I always worry about sounding too aggressive or too demanding when I ask for things from other departments. Could I say, "Is there any chance at all you could send me that file today?"
Yes, absolutely. That is a very polite, careful way to make a request. It acknowledges that they are busy. But a quick warning, do not use it for tiny, everyday tasks.
What do you mean? When is it too much?
If we're eating lunch and I have the salt next to me, you should not say, "Is there any chance at all you could pass the salt?" It makes a tiny action sound like a life or death emergency.
I understand. I will save it for important requests, like asking my manager for an extension on a project.
Exactly. Now there is another very specific way we use it in questions. Imagine a friend looks very tired and depressed. You want to ask if they slept. What is the sentence?
I would ask, "Did you sleep at all last night?"
Yes. And notice how your voice naturally dropped? The tone became softer. "Did you sleep at all?" is a way of showing deep care. You are recognizing their pain.
I really like that. Sometimes living here in the US, I feel like the language can be very transactional. Just do this or do that. It is nice to learn a phrase that carries actual empathy.
That is the secret of fluency, Vivian. True fluency is not about a massive vocabulary. It is about knowing how to make people feel comfortable. Speaking of which, let us discuss rule number 3, the short answer, not at all.
I hear this when I apologize. If I say, "Sorry for taking up your time," people sometimes reply, "Not at all."
Yes, it means you are not bothering me in any way. It is extremely polite. But here is the thing I want to ask you. Do you find yourself apologizing for your English in those office meetings?
All the time. I always start by saying, "Sorry, my English is not perfect, but I think we should do this."
I challenge you to stop doing that. When you apologize before you speak, you give away your power. You are a skilled data analyst. Your colleagues respect your brain.
But what if I make a mistake, like the "at all" incident? The silent room makes me feel so small.
If you make a mistake, you just correct it and move on. Think about this scientifically. Studies show that adults processing a second language often over-apply rules because their brains are working twice as hard. You said, "I like it at all," because your brain was trying to add emphasis. It is a sign of effort, not stupidity.
That is a huge relief to hear. So my brain was just miscategorizing the emphasis marker.
Exactly. You used a negative polarity item in a positive framework. It is a technical glitch, not a failure of intelligence. So no more apologizing. If someone says, "Are you struggling with the language?" what can you answer using our phrase?
I can say, "Not at all. I just need a moment to organize my thoughts."
Perfect. That sounds completely natural, professional, and authoritative. Now, there is one more common confusion we must clear up. People often mix up "at all" with the word "anymore."
Oh, I have struggled with that. I never know which one to use when I talk about my habits.
It is actually very simple. Anymore involves time. It means you used to do something, but you stopped. At all involves amount. It means zero, past, present, or future.
Okay, let me try. If I quit drinking coffee because it makes me too anxious for work, I would say, I do not drink coffee anymore.
Correct, because you drank it in the past, but the action has stopped.
But if I am talking about soda, which I have never liked and never touch, I say, I do not drink soda at all.
Exactly, you nailed it. You are expressing 0 degree, not a change in time. This distinction is subtle, but native speakers feel it instantly.
It feels like discovering a secret code. When you understand the logic behind the phrases, the fear goes away.
That is the entire philosophy of Cozy English Corner. We do not just memorize, we understand the psychology of the language. Let us do a quick role play to lock this into your memory.
Okay, I am ready. Put me in a scenario.
You are at your office in Columbus. A colleague asks if the new software update is difficult to learn. You want to tell them it is surprisingly easy.
I would say, it is not difficult at all. It is actually very intuitive.
Perfect. Now, you are in a Zoom meeting. The screen freezes and you are not sure if anyone can hear you.
I would ask, can you hear me at all?
Excellent. Last one. Your boss says, "Thank you for staying late to finish the data report."
I would respond, not at all. I was happy to help.
Vivian, you have completely mastered this. You no longer need to fear this phrase. And to everyone listening, remember Vivian's story. Do not let one silent room make you doubt your intelligence.
Thank you, Alex. I feel much more prepared for work tomorrow. I will not be saying I like it at all, ever again.
That is the goal. We learn, we adjust, and we keep moving forward. Thank you for joining me, Vivian. And for everyone out there in Cozy English Corner, stay warm in this crazy weather and keep practicing your English. Until next time.